Hello, this is the Creative Narratives and my name is Yara Monteiro Gaspar, and in today's video I'm gonna be talking about Epic, a movie from 2013 and made by Blue Sky, and what went wrong with the story and how I think it could have been better. Remember, just my opinion, and warning, this video is going to have spoilers. And first of all, I'm so sorry about the noise. My neighbors are really not helping me today, but I'll do my best when editing the audio. So let's begin. Epic, as I said, is a movie from 2013 made by Blue Sky, the same company that made Rio and Ice Age, and it was based on a movie by William Joyce. The deceased Blue Sky. Why Disney? Why did you kill Blue Sky? Blue Sky made some really good movies. Anyway. If you saw it but don't really remember or never watched but is curious about, I'm gonna make a short summary of the movie, with spoilers obviously. In this movie, we are introduced to the universe of the Leafmen. They are people that are so tiny that even their comprehension of time is different from ours. The night's moon would bring a very special moon, a moment that only happened once every many years, like centuries or something, and the queen would have to choose in that day an heir. Like she would have to choose a flower bud, and this flower bud would have to blossom under the full moon, and then after she blossomed she would choose an heir and give it the queen's powers to the new heir of the throne. It's kind of complex, but that's it. And Ronin, the captain of the Royal Guard, he was the queen's best friend. He was really worried about her safety, and he was thinking about he going to choose a flower bud for her, but it wouldn't make sense. She had to choose. So they prepared the ceremony, and it's a really sacred and beautiful moment. Like, the animation is on point. And here we are introduced to another character, Nod. He was like a flight prodigy or something. His father died in the hands of the enemy, and then Ronin started to take care of him. So since the beginning, Nod is like rebel, dissatisfied with life, edgy. Okay, he's not edgy, but you know where this is going. And he didn't got over his father's death, and he didn't know what to do with his life. And at the same time, we finally introduced to the actual protagonist of the movie, MK. Her mother died, and now she had to go live with her father, and she hadn't seen him in many years because the reason her mother divorced him and basically ran away with her is because he was obsessed with his work, and his work was to study the Leafmen. He didn't have any proof that they exist, but he dedicated his entire life to this. Like, the man was so obsessed. And she got back years and years without seeing him, but she saw that he was still obsessed with his work, and she realized that even with her back, he would still be obsessed. He wouldn't like dedicate to her. And she was like, man, I can't handle the same thing again. I'm gonna go. And she left. She ran away. And we are introduced finally to the villain of the movie, Mandrake. No, I don't know how to speak this name in English. Sorry, so I'm gonna say Mandrake. And there is his son too. That's like the Mandrake and his son. I don't remember the son's name, sorry. And if the queen is like the life of the forest, Mandrake is like the death, the rottenness, the decay. You you know where this is going. And he knows that the queen has to choose an heir for the throne, and he has been preparing for this years and years now, and he has conquered space in the forest, and he has gathered a lot of his strength. You know what I'm talking about. And his goal was not to only kill the queen, but he was going to steal the flower bud and make it blossom in darkness. So when the flower would choose an heir, it would give the decay powers, not the forest powers. It makes sense? Okay. The ceremony begins, everything is going well. The queen chooses a flower bud and they were going to return to the castle when chaos starts. Thousands of enemies surface out of nowhere. A life or death battle begins with the destiny of the forest in line. This is, without a doubt, the best scene of the movie. It's so great. It's really good. And like Ronin was and the other guards were surrounded by enemies, the queen was surrounded by enemies, and like she wasn't weak, but alone she couldn't defend herself against thousands of enemies. So Ronin finds an escape, gets the queen, rescue her, and for a moment it really looks like they're gonna make it. They wanna be safe. But Mandrake and his son show up and they start attacking. And like they were flying on birds. Like I said, they were really tiny people. And they were like flying on these birds and attacking each other, and like arrows fly from both sides. Ronin arrow hits Mandrake's son. And like Mandrake's like, oh my god, my son died. But Mandrake's arrow hits the queen, and like the queen's falling from the sky, and the nature tries to protect her, but like it's too late. So before she dies, in her last breath, she delivers the flower bud to the only person who was close enough, because like Ronin was in the sky, she couldn't give it to him. The only person close enough to her was MK, because she was running away from home. And like she shrink MK just so she gets like real little, and she delivers the flower bud to her. In this moment, Ronin appears and she dies in his arms. And it's really sad, but it's so good. I don't know, maybe it's the writer in speaking. I just love this kind of thing, it's so good. And well, this scene is really great. So from now on, I'm gonna short things a little. Ronin was trying not to deal with his best friend, love of his life, that. So he focuses himself in protect the flower bud, but he didn't know how the flower bud was supposed to choose an heir. So she goes after someone who knew. Before that, he asked for help from Nod, and like all of them get there to finally go after someone who knew how the blossom works, because only the queen knew. But while they're still figuring out how everything works, the villain steals the flower bud, and now they have to go after the villain and rescue the flower bud. But to do that, they need disguises. And the only way to get the disguises the easier way was to go to MK's father's house, because he gathered all these things he found in the forest, and some of these things were the enemy's stuff. So they go there, a lot of things happen. MK's father can see her because she's so small, but she leaves like a sign to him. She marks down where is the home of the Leafman. They get their disguises and they go to the enemy's territory. This is another scene that is really good, but they manage to save the flower bud, but Ronin sacrifices himself. He gets behind so Nod and MK could run away with the flower bud. And they made it, they take it to the castle. It looks like the flower bud is going to blossom under the full moon. But then Mandrake appears and he covers the moon and there's a whole thing. But her father appears and all the other warriors appear and they win. That's the thing. And good thing, Ron didn't die. He survived. I like him. So I'm happy he's alive. So and finally, the flower bud blossoms under the full moon. And when it does, it's like a piece of the soul of the queen appears. And it says goodbye to Ronin. It's sad, but she also chooses a little girl. This little girl was important in the beginning of the movie. She was like really cute, and she saved the queen when she was running away during the ceremony, and she became queen. And everyone, I think when you watch it, we think like MK is gonna be the new queen, and I like it that it wasn't the thing. But then this little girl who became the queen uses her new queen powers to make MK big again, and so she lives with her father, and she has the Leafman as her friends, and happy ending, yay! But things are really that easy. I'm gonna make a profound analysis of the movie, and just a note, I'm going to analyze only the movie, not outside factors. So first of all, the quantity of dead people is insane. Like, looks like everyone in the movie like dies. Nod loses his father, Ronin loses the queen, his best friend, love of his life, and MK loses her mom, Mandrake loses his son, and at one point we think Ronin died. At some point, like, this reduced a lot of the impact of the deaths in the movie. Like, the queen's death was really great, but all of these irrelevant deaths make the story weaker, because these other deaths are not important for the movie. They not make an impact on the big story, so it's frustrating because it takes the impact of the actual important death. And I think it was great. It was brilliant how they constructed the queen's character, and because when she dies, it really hits us because we like her and we actually get to know her before she dies, so it's good. But then there's all of this happening and it's not good. But well, there is the protagonist too. There is a romance going on with her and Nod, but it's really not interesting. They don't really have chemistry, and I don't know, maybe I don't know, something is missing. They don't have a connection. They don't have any really strong. There's like one scene good with them, but they don't really have any good strong dialogue together. It doesn't look like, it doesn't look like they match, so it feels forced. So honestly, everyone who watched the movie gets way more invested in Ronin in the Queen's relationship, because they're so much more fun to watch. And no, she wouldn't be a queen anymore, she would be with him, but she dies. Anyway, Ronin's sacrifice was great too, but then again, he wasn't that, but like, I like that he was alive, but he was alone at the heart of the enemy's territory, facing thousands and thousands of enemies. And he survived that? I don't buy it. Okay? I'm not saying he should be dead, but it doesn't make sense that he survived that scene. It doesn't. And I think it was cool that the little girl in the beginning, she helped the queen to run away in the ceremony, and like, it was really nice. I like that she was queen. It was like, I thought MK was going to be or something, but I liked it was her. But I don't like it that MK goes back to be human. when like she was starting to have all these friends and her father was obsessed with the Leafman. So like, what if her father became a Leafman himself and they start a new life there in the kingdom, you know? It would be nice. So look, if you want to, if you're liking the video, leave a like and subscribe, but only if you want to. Okay, so I'm gonna leave a picture on the screen. Do you know these characters? They show up in the entire movie. Do you know why I haven't talked about them? Because they are useless. Completely useless. Like, I told to you the story in details and I never mentioned them. Because they are useless, they are not fun to watch. They are like, I think comic relief characters are really good when well done, but these two weren't, they are boring. Lastly, about the movie. You have characters that were underdeveloped, a story that uses cliches and formulas when it could have been something good, great, with what they already had, in a universe that could have been beautifully explored, but wasn't. This movie has a brilliant premise, a beautiful ambience, it has some really pretty designs, like the designs are great. There's this gorgeous animations, I love the animation, it's so good, but that's it. Pure non-utilized potential. The movie sells you this big, epic combat between the forces of good and evil in this deep part of the woods, but most time this story seems kinda lost. And like, the beginning is great, the ending not so great but still good, but the middle part is so slow, it's not good. And the general development is low and tiring and it doesn't help your attention. I really want to like this movie more. Like, I like it, but there's so many good things to like here. But it could have been great, but this movie is average, could have been so much better. And well, these are the reasons, plus external facts I didn't bring up, that I think this is why the movie is forgotten and why not so many people got their attentions to it. And well, leave in the comments if you ever heard of it, what do you think about it, and that's it. Bye!